Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you've never done a research project or it's been a while since you have, this video should prove useful for you. Let's get started. So, the goal for this video is to present a framework for a basic research strategy that you can use to gather information in an organized and methodical way. As you can tell from the video title, we'll do this by using the analogy of building a house. And keep in mind, this strategy is not the only way to get things done. It's a basic strategy meant to provide some structure and boost your confidence while you get going. As you get more practice with research papers and projects, you'll figure out useful ways to adapt and personalize the strategy to your needs. Let's start by reviewing a simplified process of building a house. And yes, it is a very simplified example, but it's specific enough for our purposes. So here we go. What's the first stage of building a house? It's the foundation. Most houses have foundations, and they're there to provide a strong base that can hold the finished house up. An interesting point to consider: how much of the foundation do you see on any given house? Very little or none at all, right? Just remember that the job of the foundation isn't showy, but it's still important. So moving on, what comes next? Does the entire living room get built? Then the entire kitchen? No. Builders frame the house. Careful planning and the best materials available are used to create a skeleton for the full structure. When the frame is complete, we can see a representation of the entire house and make out how the rooms will eventually connect and flow from one to the next. We can imagine living in this house, but we definitely can't live in it yet. More work needs to be done. We're going to need to fill the house in. At this stage, we're filling in walls and wiring, plumbings and floors. We're taking all those connections we imagined at the framing stage and making them real. By the time this stage is over, the house is solid and largely complete. We can imagine that if it started storming, we could scoot indoors and be safe and dry. But something is still missing. What do you think that is? Why doesn't your home look just like every other home on the block, even if they were all built off the same blueprint? The answer is that houses need to be personalized. Houses are a huge drain on resources, time, money, effort, you name it. It makes sense that we would want to celebrate that investment and make it as comfortable and pleasant as possible. Real reflections of who we are as people. There's nothing wrong with wanting something to look and feel nice. Okay, so there it is. A quick and dirty, but effective timeline of building a house. But what does this have to do with research? Well, it actually lines up surprisingly well. Let's run it through. Research and information gathering also benefit from a strong foundation, except we're not supporting a house. We're gathering all the broad strokes, background information we need to support a detailed exploration of a topic. Then, just as we don't build a house a room at a time, we shouldn't compartmentalize our research. We should frame out an outline of the entire argument and find sources that bridge topics and subtopics, high-quality sources that foster connections between ideas. The fill stage correlates to research too. As we work, most of us find gaps in our argument, subtopics, and little details that need to be addressed. This is a good time to review all your sources and look for unanswered questions or irritating little details. Just like a house needs to withstand a storm, your project needs to withstand the questions and concerns of a skeptical reader. And finally, the finishing touches. Making a research project distinctive and personally satisfying matters. Just as 25 houses built off the same blueprint are different, your instructor is really hoping that 25 projects created off the same assignment are different. A project built around genuine interest creates a better product. Do your best to enjoy this process. There you have it, a simple framework for research. Hopefully, this can help you find your footing if you're overwhelmed or uncertain of where to begin. But what comes next? Keep working the Brightspace module to find out. In the next activities, you'll connect the house build strategy to real-life options. You'll find answers to questions like, what kind of sources do I need at the foundation stage? When should I use databases versus websites? You'll also get advice on how to create an effective search string to seek out consistent and useful sources. So thank you again for taking the time to watch this video. Hopefully all of the module content will be useful for you. Don't forget to utilize the library's website or stop by and see us in person. We're always happy to help support you at any stage of the research process. See you soon!